Bad Bunny's debut concert in Australia was nothing short of a smash hit, and if you were one of the lucky ones who was there, you already know exactly what went down. But if you weren't, buckle up, because this story is one you need to hear from start to finish. Right now, life seems pretty sweet for Bad Bunny. The Puerto Rican superstar has been riding an unbelievable wave, the kind of run that most artists only dream about when they're still sleeping on someone's couch with nothing but ambition and a beat playing in their head. From smashing streaming records that had the whole industry shaking their heads in disbelief, to winning Album of the Year at the Grammys with Debí Tirar Más Fotos, this man has been moving like someone who knows exactly where he's going and isn't stopping for anybody. Welcome to Pop Show Room, where we bring you the stories behind the headlines. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now because this story goes deeper than anything you've seen in the mainstream media. And if that wasn't enough, he even shut down critics and bigotry along the way, throwing jabs at Donald Trump and his supporters during the Super Bowl halftime show like he had nothing to lose and everything to say. The world was watching, and Bad Bunny made sure they heard him loud and clear. So when the news dropped that he was bringing his show all the way to Australia, the reaction wasn't surprise, it was excitement. Pure, unfiltered excitement from tens of thousands of fans who had never seen him live and had been waiting for this moment longer than they cared to admit. And when more than 45,000 fans packed into Sydney's ENGIE Stadium for his first ever Australian concert, the energy in that place was something you could feel in your chest before a single note even played. Everyone in that stadium knew they were about to witness something special. They could feel it in the air, the kind of feeling that hits you before the lights go down and makes the hair on your arms stand up. And they were right. Bad Bunny kicked things off in style, stepping onto that stage in a pale suit and a pair of sunglasses that looked like they cost more than most people's rent. He soaked in the chants of Benito that rolled through the crowd like a wave, standing there with an almost calm, collected vibe, like a man who had heard this before and still couldn't quite believe it was real. At first, he tried to play it cool, standing there composed, nodding slowly, letting the love wash over him like he had all the time in the world. But it didn't last long. As the cheers kept building and the whole stadium started shaking with the sound of his name, something cracked. A massive grin spread across his face, wide and genuine and completely unguarded, the kind of smile you can't fake. This was a man clearly overwhelmed by the love coming at him from a crowd in a country he had never performed in before, and in that moment, every single person there felt like they had given him something real. That energy set the tone for the entire night. With help from plena group Los Pleneros de la Cresta and a live crew of musicians and backing singers who brought heat from the very first beat, he launched into La Mudanza and instantly turned what was a stadium into something that felt like a neighborhood block party that somehow got way out of hand. Fans waved glowing camera props they wore around their necks, and when the lights dimmed and all those little glowing pieces lit up at once, the whole place shimmered like something out of a dream. 45,000 people moving together, glowing together, losing their minds together. You can't manufacture that kind of moment. It just happens. The early part of the show leaned heavily into Benito's roots, and that was exactly what the crowd needed without even knowing it. He blended traditional Latin instruments like congas and cuatro with the modern reggaeton and pop energy that made him a global star, creating a sound that felt both ancient and brand new at the same time. Songs like Calladita, Pitoro de Coco, Baile Inolvidable, and Nueva Yol hit especially hard, each one carrying a weight that went beyond the melody, mixing nostalgia with fresh energy in a way that made you feel something deep even if you didn't fully understand every word. It was the kind of opening stretch that could have ended the concert right there, and nobody would have left feeling cheated. But that was only the beginning, and the best was still coming. Then something happened that nobody in that stadium was expecting. A video started playing on the screens, and there was Bad Bunny speaking in some of his rare English, stumbling through words about Vegemite and Tim Tams and chicken parmy, like a man bravely trying local food for the first time and deeply regretting some of his choices. The crowd went absolutely wild. He had a CGI toad named Concho helping him through the whole bit, this ridiculous animated character adding commentary while Bad Bunny made faces at a piece of Vegemite toast. It was funny, it was charming, and it was the kind of moment that made you feel like this wasn't just a concert. This was an experience. This man had done his homework, had gone out of his way to connect with this specific crowd in this specific country, and they felt every bit of it. But just when everyone settled back into the vibe, something shifted. Bad Bunny was gone from the main stage. People started looking around, confused, and then it happened. He popped up at the other end of the stadium on a second stage called La Casita, a hot pink Puerto Rican-style house party setup that looked like someone had picked up an entire neighborhood and dropped it right in the middle of Sydney. It was packed with dancers moving like the music had a hold on their bodies. Chaos in the best possible way, the kind of beautiful, messy energy that reminds you why live music hits different from anything you can hear through a speaker at home. And with the change of stage came a change of look. Out went the pale suit and the fancy sunglasses, in came shorts, a baseball cap pulled low, and an Adidas jacket thrown on like he just rolled out the door and was heading to hang with his people. That was the whole point. This wasn't a performance anymore. This was a vibe. From La Casita, Bad Bunny went full rap and reggaeton mode, ripping through hit after hit while lasers cut through the dark and fireworks exploded overhead, and the kind of bass that you feel in your spine shook the entire venue from the floor to the rafters. The stadium didn't feel like a stadium. It felt like the world's biggest nightclub, the kind of place where time stops and nothing outside those walls matters even a little. And through all of it, what stood out more than the production, more than the lights, more than the set list, was the man himself. Bad Bunny carried that show on his shoulders with an ease that only comes from someone who has put in the work, who has earned every single person in that crowd and knows it. He wasn't performing for Australia, he was performing with Australia. There is a difference, and every person in that stadium felt it by the end of the night. By the time the last note dropped and the lights came back up, 45,000 people walked out of ENGIE Stadium having witnessed something they will be talking about for a very long time. First concert in Australia, not the last. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this situation, so please share your opinions in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on this story.